Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? Well, I just wanted to do something today, so I brought you along for it. I have these slides. I was fortunate enough to inherit a lot of slides from my grandparents, so I've got quite a few. Some of them I can split in half and get the negative out of and replace it with something else. But unfortunately, some of them I cannot. They just don't pull apart easily. So, yeah, these are the ones that do not pull apart easily. So I decided to add just a little dangle to them, just for something a bit different. So what I will do is put one of these tiny little tags on them, and I will put a little charm as well. I'm going to use a couple of jump rings to attach everything, and you can see here up on the left hand side there's some fishing swivels. So I'm going to use those to make the chain, if you like, the dangle. So yeah, once I finish making these ones, I'll show you some alternative things you can do if you don't have fishing swivels or charms or whatever. You just have some maybe broken jewellery lying around, you can use those. So anyway, we'll get on with these ones and get them done. Also, on a side note, you see me struggling quite a lot with my Japanese hole punch. They're not supposed to be this hard to use. It's just old, and I have not given it any love at all. So after I made this video, I went and got some beeswax and just gave it a little bit of beeswax in its mechanism to allow it to move a little easier. And yeah, no, it's back to normal now. I can use it like a normal human instead of having to really put some oomph into it. It works quite well. So it still worked anyway, but yeah, it was just a bit of a struggle. I just don't want you to think it's always that hard to use one. They're a great little tool and will punch through just about anything, but they just need a little bit of lubrication from once in a while. So anyway, guys, if there's anything I need to let you know as I'm going along, I will, and we will just get along with this and make some cute little slides with dangles to pop in as a bit of a decoration in your journal. Depending on the size of your jump rings, really depends on how close to the edge you need to punch your little circle. If your jump rings are quite small, you will need to go quite close to the edge. These are quite large ones, but I've put this little hole a little far from the edge, so I struggle a bit to get the jump ring closed, but just be aware of that. If you've got small jump rings, you're going to need to punch your hole a lot closer to the edge than if you've got large ones. Once I've done this one, I sort of get into a bit of a system of putting the charms and the tag on the fishing swivel before I put it on the slide, because it's just easier that way. It's just getting into the swing of it as you start crafting with something, isn't it? Work out the system that works best for you. So once I've done this one, once I finish this one in real time, I'll speed the rest up so you don't have to watch it all in such slow motion. But I thought it might be easier to see what I'm doing if I sort of leave the first one. So there it is. There's your little slide with a charm and a tag. You could hang anything, any number of things off of this. And these little fishing swivels are easy to obtain from just your fishing store or camping store. They always have them, and they come in a variety of sort of shapes and colours. Some of them have their little hook on the ends like these ones do, so I only need one jump ring. Some of them, there's one in here that will need 2 jump rings because it only has 2 little circles at the ends, and you can't sort of open them very well, so I will have to put a jump ring on either end of that one to add my little bits and pieces. But yeah, they're easily attainable and they're quite cheap, so good crafting item. If you, even better if you happen to have a fisherman around that you can steal them from. Alright guys, I'm going to speed this up for you now, and yeah, I'll let you know if there's anything else I think of that you need to know. This is the little swivel that is a bit different to the others. You can see it doesn't have the little open and closable hook on the end. So I'm just popping a little jump ring on there and sticking my bits and pieces on that. So easy fix. And there you have them, bunch of little slides with little dangles. Make a cute little addition to your journal. Just a bit of odd ephemera for somebody to have a look at. Yeah, so I've made all those ones, and now I'll move on to what if you don't have fishing swivels or charms. I have a lot of broken jewellery. I collect bags of it when I go to the thrift stores. Sometimes I will buy a piece that's almost complete and just pull it apart, but sometimes they actually have bags of broken jewellery, so that's where all the earrings come from, and that's what I'm going to use today. I've got a chain here that I will use, and as my chain sorry I just about coughed, laughed and coughed. Yeah, so I've got a piece of chain which I'll cut apart to make little chains, and I have some old earrings here which I will treat in various different ways to attach them. Some of them I will take the hooks off, some of them I will use the hooks to make little ends, little circular ends. I don't know, I'm not a jeweler. But yes, I will attach things to things and hang them off my slides, the same way I did with the swivels and charms. So yeah, exactly the same process, but using up a bit of stuff that's just lying around somebody's house for no reason, like all the things here. It is at this point that I decide it's going to be much more efficient to cut this chain rather than try and pull it apart. You could fiddle around and try and cut the little links, open the little links, but yeah, I'm just losing one link, so I'm not that supremely concerned about it. And yeah, a lot of the times when you do open these tiny links, they break anyway, so I will just snip through them and make chains to the length that I want them and get on with stuff. You can see there I was going to use an old clothing tag that came off something from a thrift store as opposed to one of my little tags that I made. The only reason I didn't use that was I would have needed a bigger jump ring. The hole was just too far from the edge for the tiny little jump rings I was using. So, but that is an alternative. If you don't have the tiny tags, you could just cut little squares or little rectangles from card and stamp them, or use little tags that you've saved from clothing and whatnot. Yeah, there's umpteen things you could do. You could even pop a little bit of fabric on there instead of an actual paper tag. So yeah, lots of alternatives, lots of things you could do with these. You could also stamp the actual slides, the surrounds of the slides, ink them and all the rest of it. I haven't gone that far this time. I just wanted to show you how I put the dangles on. So yeah, lots of things you could do, even if you don't have slides. I mean, you could make your own slides if you really were that way inclined. I don't have like paper punches, a lot of them, and I don't have a square or rectangle one, but if you had two paper punches, one made a large square and another one that made a smaller one, that would be perfect to just build your own slides. So you can pop a bit of vellum or a bit of transparency or whatever you want in the middle. I often, when I split my slides and put something else in them, I often use a dried flower that I've run through a laminator, a piece of leaf or something like that. They look quite cool. I've used stamps. If I have two stamps the same that will fit in the little window, I will back to back them and pop those in through my laminator and pop those in. Even little coins. I had some faux coins that came off of a piece of jewellery and I did the same thing to those. They fit through my laminator, so I laminated them cut them to size and pop them in an old slide case. So yeah, there's tons of fun things you can do with old slides, or with building your own slides. So all right, I'll stop blabbering. Enjoy. Another thing you could do if you were that way inclined is pop a little eyelet in through the hole and punch it through. I don't have any that are sort of deep enough. Slides are quite thick. They're card with the transparency and then more card. So my little eyelets are not deep enough to sort of go all the way through and press down nicely. So I don't do that. I figure they're not going to get a lot of, stresses on them, these little holes, and like I say, it's quite thick, so I'm not deeply concerned about them ripping out or something, but you could do that would look super nice if you did have sort of longer eyelets than what I have. And there you have them, a bunch of little slides with dangles. Yeah, some made with swivels and charms, the others made with just broken jewellery. So yeah, they're quite cute, they're quite easy to make, a little time consuming, I guess, a little fiddly, but yeah, I enjoy doing it, so that's what I felt like doing today. I hope you like them, and I hope it gives you some ideas of things that you could do. Yeah, I will leave you with some photographs of them so that you can see them a bit closer up, but yeah, like I say, tons of fun and tons of things you could do with them to make them, suit whatever theme journal you're making. So thanks for being here today, guys. I've enjoyed spending time with you, as I always do, and I will see you again next time. Okay, bye.